Welcome everyone to another episode of Reese's Roundup, and today the playoff matchups are officially set. So let's take a look at which teams will be playing and who I think will move on to the second round. Starting in the Western Conference, we have the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Portland Trail Blazers. Now, Portland has been lighting it up in the bubble. There's no doubt about that. And both Dame and CJ McCollum are playing out of this world right now. So with that being said, Lakers in 5. Now listen. The Blazers just don't have anyone who can match up evenly against the Lakers. You know, Anthony Davis and LeBron will obviously go off. And we all know how LeBron can make a bunch of role players look like superstars. However, the Lakers have not been performing well in the bubble while the Blazers are still red hot. Still, the Lakers are one of the best defensive teams in the league, and Dame just can't keep putting the team on his back in every playoff series. So, Melo and CJ and even Nurkic will all have to step up big time in this playoff series, but that still might not be enough. The Blazers can most definitely upset the slumping Lakers right now, but I'm not betting against LeBron losing in the first round of the playoffs. Next, you got the Clippers versus the Mavericks. The Mavericks have been playing extremely well as of late, much like the Portland Trail Blazers, but the Clippers are just too powerful. There's no one on Dallas who can guard Kawhi or Paul George. Let's keep that real. Despite the Mavericks being one of the best offensive teams in the league, it'll have to come down to defense. And I'm picking LA when it comes to defense. Obviously, Paul George, Patrick Beverley, Kawhi Leonard. I mean, why wouldn't you take them? So I have the Clippers in 5. Next, you got the Nuggets versus the Utah Jazz. Now, crucify me if you want. Come at me if you want in the comments section. But gosh damn it, I got the Jazz in 7. Now, listen. Utah is one of the best defensive teams in the league, along with being one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league. The Nuggets offense is built around Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. So if those two are kept on lock, even if they score 20 points each, I feel like Utah can really come away with the series. It really doesn't help that the Nuggets are still a deep team, but I have faith Utah can upset. Last but not least, in the Western Conference, you got possibly the best first round series matchup in the playoffs. The OKC Thunder versus the Houston Rockets. Now, I'm pretty sure we can pull up the footage of me downplaying the Thunder at the beginning of the year and thinking they would go from first to worst after trading away Russell Westbrook. Do we actually have that footage? Can someone in the production roll that clip back? Now, Chris Paul has really put this team together and has gotten them to be a top 5 team. Regardless of who wins this series, I have to respect the hell out of OKC for surprising everybody. With that being said, I got the Rockets in 6. Now, Russell Westbrook is going to miss the first few games of the season, of the playoffs rather, so that could be an advantage for the Thunder. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if OKC did win this series, but I do think Houston can hold out. In the Eastern Conference, we got the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Orlando Magic. Now, I don't think I need to go into detail about why the Bucks are going to sweep Orlando, but if you want to debate about it, go ahead and leave it in the comments and I'll respond. Next, you got the Toronto Raptors versus the Brooklyn Nets. This will also be a sweep. The Raptors have everyone healthy, and they're playing really well, while the Nets have a bunch of bench players in their starting 5. Brooklyn might stick around and keep the games close, but I don't see them winning any game this series against a team who has really good chemistry. Next, you got the Boston Celtics. Yeah, you see me, Iguana. Versus the Philadelphia 76ers. I feel like these two teams are always facing each other in the playoffs at some point. Regardless, I got the Celtics in 5. Now, Philly just lost Ben Simmons for the rest of the year. And even though he's not an offensive scoring machine, he was still useful as a passer and a really good defender. The only offensive threat for Philly now is Joel Embiid, and he can't score 100 per game, so this one has to go to Boston. Last but not least, you got the Miami Heat versus the Indiana Pacers. Jimmy Butler meets TJ Warren again. Now, Warren has been one of the best scorers in the bubble, surprisingly, next to Devin Booker and Damian Lillard. But will he be enough against Miami's defense? Probably not. The good news is the Pacers also have Victor Oladipo, who is really good both offensively and defensively. But the Heat are such a well-balanced team that I can see them winning this series in 7. To be honest, I didn't even predict the Heat to even make the playoffs. But much like the Thunder, they surprised me, and now I have them moving on to the second round. But let me know what you guys think. Who do you see going to the second round? Leave it in the comments section, and let me know what you guys want to see for the next video. Until then, I'm out. Peace.